Hey there, we are in beautiful Puerto Vallarta, and today we're going to share with you a very quick video. It's just basically our experience flying from Canada here into Mexico.
Okay, so what this video is not is a recommendation to travel. It's completely up to you whether or not you travel right now. Obviously, many people are choosing to stay home at this time, which we completely understand. We made the decision to travel, and so we just wanted to share what our experience was.
Okay, we found the most helpful thing for us, figuring out all the pieces that needed to be put together for us to come to Mexico, was on the WestJet website. So if you go into their travel requirements area, there's a little tool in there, and you just plug in where you're coming from, where you're going, and then the dates you're going, and it lists out all the things you need to know, all the documentation, all the steps you have to take. It was really, really helpful. So it doesn't just tell you what you need, it also links out to the official places where you can go and read more about it. So that's really helpful too. And I assume other airlines have similar tools. For us, it was WestJet.
So one of the big questions that we had that we wanted to know the answer to right away, and which lots of people actually have asked us so far about our trip, is whether or not you need to take a COVID test before coming to Mexico and provide the results. And the answer to that is no. You do not need to show proof of a negative COVID test in order to come to Mexico.
So Canadians know that when you're flying out of a Canadian airport or into a Canadian airport, you need a proof of vaccination. And that's taken care of through the WestJet app. We had to upload the QR code from our federal proof of vax. That was required. We have paper versions of our proof of vaccination, but we didn't have to show it to anybody when we arrived at the airport. So it was all done through the app. So when we went to the airport, all we really had to do, because we only do carry-on, we went to the check-in kiosk, and even that we really didn't have to do because we had already checked in, but we printed out our boarding passes, went right to security, and through security, that was really painless. And next thing you knew, we were at the gate. And we were happy to see that everybody in the gate area was keeping their distance, had their masks on. So there was a lot of respect for distance and mask use at the airport, which we were happy to see.
We were also curious as to what the plane was going to be like. We really didn't know what to expect in terms of how full that it would be. Maybe about 90% full or 95%.
Yeah.
We had an empty seat beside us, which was really awesome.
Yeah,
and there were definitely other rows that had empty seats in them as well. You wear your mask the entire time. There really isn't any food served other than snacks and drinks. So the number of times that you remove your mask is very minimal.
Okay, so arriving in Mexico, and we flew into Puerto Vallarta, was fairly easy. Basically, you have to go through 2 checkpoints. You go through immigration, where they check your passport. They do not ask for vaccine status, so or any sort of test, as we mentioned. So it's what you would normally expect coming into Mexico. And then we went through customs. It took about 15-20 minutes, and we were through.
Now here in Puerto Vallarta, we've seen a lot of mask use. It's really well respected. All of the servers and people working in restaurants and shops are all wearing their masks. People are required to wear them to enter. And then it's just similar to home, where once you're seated at a table, you can take your mask off for eating and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, other than that, there's not a ton of restrictions.
No.
Everything seems to be pretty much open, regular hours. And yeah, the experience has been really lovely so far.
Excellent.
And safe. We feel fairly safe, although we are wearing our masks outside when we're in crowded areas.
In crowded areas. And there can be crowded areas,
definitely.
like the Malecón.
Yeah, lots of people. So that's about it.
Just grabbed our morning cappuccinos from Ono. We're a day out from our flight, waiting on our test results. And we wanted to share how much more expensive this trip has been for us. A couple $100 each for our COVID test, PCR tests. And we bought some pandemic insurance. That was another $180. And then we had a flight canceled on us within Mexico. So that cost us also about $160.
Yeah.
So all told, maybe $700 or $800 extra this time around. So that's something you should be aware of if you're thinking of coming down here. You probably have extra expenses.
Yeah.
Yikes. So we're back in Winnipeg. And for this last segment of the video, we just wanted to share what it was like coming home. So we received our PCR tests. They were negative, so we were good to go. The ArriveCan app that the federal government has put out here in Canada is really helpful at organizing all the information that you need. So we just filled it all in, we uploaded the required paperwork and our negative PCR test. After we checked in Puerto Vallarta and went to our gate, it was at the gate that they actually checked to make sure we had a negative PCR test. Got on the flight, came into Canada, and at customs they were asking some people to take a COVID test. We were not selected to be those folks, so we just went through as per normal. They asked us a few questions like they normally would. They did ask us when we got our PCR test, so we told them just a couple of days before the flight, so that all worked out. And that was it.
So we have more videos from Mexico coming very soon, but for now we just wanted to share these quick pieces of information for anybody else who might be choosing to travel at this time and who has some questions about the process. Otherwise, that's it for now.
Hasta luego.
See you soon.